Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli, and once again, the average guy gods have smiled upon me as I have run out of material. Something comes up for me, and this is a really special one, and it folds into Thanksgiving as well. As you guys know, in the last few videos, I've talked about being thankful. Oftentimes, unfortunately, it was through death, but I've been thankful very much for all the people I have in my life, whether they are alive still and still in my life, or they were in my life and added so much to it. But yeah, this is really cool. So this is a letter I just got today. I'll put a little. This is going to take. Uh, I'll just explain. I'm at work today and I get an email from one of the new administrative assistants at the school I used to work at, Eastridge Elementary, and she says, she just goes, "Yeah, I think that somebody sent you a letter, um, and it's from a school in Maryland." And I thought, okay, I thought maybe something that sounded like mistaken identity. And I said, "Well, I don't know anyone in Maryland. I didn't apply to any school in Maryland. I don't have any connections with any schools in Maryland." And she says, "Well, do you mind if I open it?" Because you're the only Mr. John that anyone can think of that worked here for the last few years. And remember, I haven't worked there for over a year. It's last August, so August of 2020 was the last time I worked at Eastridge. And I was kind of on the outs with them since March of that year. I think I may have talked about that before, but that's not important. So I get this email and I go, "Well, yeah, go ahead and open it." And she opens the letter and she goes, "Do you know a Benny H?" And I go, "Well, there was a student named Benny Holland here that I worked with sometimes in the aftercare program. That might be it." And she goes, "Yeah, it looks like the kid wrote it." And I was like, "Okay." So a kid that I used to work with, I didn't even work with him. He wasn't a special needs kid. He was just a kid that when I worked aftercare, which is I would work the summers and I'd work after school to earn some extra money for our aftercare program. Kids basically could stay until 6 o'clock. Their parents had to work until 4, 5, or 6, and they would stay after school, and we'd just hang out, play Legos, video games, whatever. And if it was nice outside, play a lot of basketball with the kids. And it was a great way to connect with these kids. And so, just to describe Benny H, he is one of my favorite kids. Maybe I must have made some sort of impression on him because here he is writing, it's been a year and a half since I've seen him, and he's 2,000 miles away. And I've never had a kid write me a letter, and I've also never written a letter to a teacher. I feel, and this makes me feel a little guilty because I had a lot of teachers that really meant something to me when I was in elementary school, junior high, high school, and even college, and I've never never told them how much I appreciated what they did for me. And so I'm kind of a schmuck, and so I'm very blessed. This kid sent this letter to me, and I'm going to write him back. But I'll read you the letter. Here it is. Uh, Mr. John, I am and this was done for Thanksgiving, apparently. You can see there's a big thank you on here. And yeah, I am thankful for is the prompt to write this letter. But this kid somehow thought of me. Blew my mind. So, Mr. John, I am thankful for Mr. John. I am thankful for you because you are a kind and loving person. I wish you were still here with us, but this is for you and all the teachers I have had a good time growing up in Eastridge, and it will always hold a special place in my heart. Sincerely, Benny H. And I wish a very good Thanksgiving to everyone. Now, there's a lot of spelling errors. There's a lot of grammatical errors. It was a run-on sentence, but who cares, right? And let me tell you about this kid and I just really like this kid a lot. Um, so he, like I said, I rarely saw him in class unless I was with a special needs kid, which was not very often. I'd see him in the halls and say hi. Tried to get to know as many kids' names as I could because I think that's a big connection. A lot of kids, especially younger kids in elementary school, they kind of need that, and it makes them feel really special. I also learned how to say, and I think I've mentioned this in a past video, how to say "peace be unto you" in Arabic or I guess Islam. Basically, it's an Islamic greeting, which is Assalamu alaikum, and a return greeting is Alaikum assalam. And I would love watching the Muslim kids at the school wrapped their heads around me knowing that, this white man knowing a Muslim greeting. And so that was always fun. Benny wasn't Muslim, but I tried to connect with these children as much as I could, even one, especially the ones I didn't know. Uh, it was just nice to, if a kid, you could tell when it meant something to a kid that you remembered his name and that you even said hi to him. A lot of teachers don't do that. A lot of paras don't do that. And and I now I'm running into kids at Overland who I remember from a few years ago, 5 years ago, sometimes when they've been on to middle school and now they're back and they see me and they're like, "Yeah, I remember you." And I go, "I remember you," and so that's nice. Anyway, but so back to Benny. Benny is one of my favorite kids because he's just a skinny black kid, and he looks like he was time travel, just transported straight out of the 70s. He reminds me of some kids that I kind of remember from New York. I didn't see too many black kids growing up in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, but sometimes you cross paths with the kid, and he was just this rail thin, decent sized afro, and just a very sweet kid, but also a kid that liked to hang out with the bigger kids and also was very tough in his own little way. He just didn't take a lot of garbage from people. And I was always encouraging him. I was like, "Yeah, I think you're living your own life perfectly, Benny." I go, keep working hard in school, all the cliche things you say. But yeah, you don't have to take anything from anybody. If anyone bullies you, talk to me, we'll talk it out." And so it was really great to receive this letter. I don't have any specific memories of Benny, except we played a lot of basketball together. And like I said, he was usually one of the littler guys out there because when I knew him, he was like second, third, and third grade. And since I didn't see him last year, I assume that he is in fifth grade now, wherever this school is in Maryland. He also had a sister, I think was maybe a year younger than him, maybe the same age, named Mariah. Beautiful girl. If any of you know who Stacey Dash is, she was an actress. She's right around my age. I think almost the exact same age, and she's gorgeous. She's a light skinned black woman with green eyes and just beautiful. And Mariah kind of looks like this beautiful, beautiful woman, and she's a beautiful little child. And I don't want to get too much into her looks because it sounds weird, but she's just a gorgeous kid and very, very sweet and kind, just like her brother. And so these were two of my favorite kids, and their mom. You could tell she's a single mom. She was working her butt off to make these kids great, to give them an education, to make them good people. And so far, she's succeeding. And I don't see why these won't be successful, wonderful kids when they become adults. But this is. I was going to say this is what you work for, but this is gravy. This is gravy. This is icing on the cake. Whatever cliche you want to use for extra, you don't expect this. What you expect when you work with kids is you expect some steps backward and some steps forward. You expect it to be hard, but you also expect to have some rewards. And I'm lucky. I get that every day. Like today at school, my kid decided he was just going to run away from me. And luckily, he ran into a place where I could corner him. I had to chase him into a typical classroom and drag him out, not literally drag him, like, "Come on, let's go." And it was almost like when a prison guard catches a prisoner and the prisoner like, "Yeah, you got me." I was like, "Yeah, I got you. Let's go." So that was kind of funny today. That happens. A lot of special needs kids, especially when they've had 5 full days off, an entire Thanksgiving weekend, to not even think about the place. It's hard for them to get back into the groove of being in school. And that was the case with me and my kid today. He was just he did some work actually. I was pretty psyched. He did okay, but there were a couple times where he was just being ridiculous. He likes to take my pen and then run across the room and like wait in the corner and see what I do. And then I've got a new tactic for that because I do think even special needs kids need to have consequences. So what I start doing is he takes my pen. I hold up a cookie. I go, "Are you going to have this pen here by the time I count to 10, or am I going to eat this cookie?" And I ate a couple cookies today. I'm going to be honest with you because he was being ridiculous, but we still had a pretty good day. But like I said, so this just made my day. I got to go back to my old school. I ran into a couple of my former coworkers, two of my favorite teachers, Michelle and Kathleen, and they've been there. Both of those women have been there forever, like I think 20 plus years, and they're great teachers. And so that was nice to go back to Eastridge and not run into my principal, not run into my old supervisor, just run into two really great teachers, and get to receive this letter from this amazing kid, and just have all those wonderful memories and thoughts of him and his sister, and know that somehow I put a mark in his head or something. Something happened that I somehow hold a place in his heart and his brain, and that's beautiful. So thanks you guys for listening to all of that. Talk to you guys next time. I'll probably give you another school update because tomorrow I start coaching the special needs team at my school for basketball. So that'll happen tomorrow. I'll probably give you an update on that. So hopefully I don't get too bored with the school talk. Thanks for checking out the video. Thank you guys for being great listeners, great watchers. I'll see you next time. Bye.